Hey, what's going on guys, my name is Fahad, and in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how you can create a nice image hotspot using Elementor. It's not a tips and tricks website because it's already a dedicated Elementor widget that you will get on Elementor Pro 3.3 version. So basically in this tutorial I will show you how you can create this type of nice hotspot image. Like here you can see a beautiful vegetable image. Here we have got tomato, cucumber and broccoli within this single image, and here you can see three hotspots here. If we hover over on this tomato hotspot, you see the tooltip says tomato and with other informations, also with this one. Also if we hover over on this hotspot, it shows all the extra informations about the broccoli. Actually image hotspot is a very creative way to provide extra informations about anything inside an image, so you can use it to explain an image properly, or if there are multiple products in a single image like this, you can show their extra information with these tooltips. Now let's see how to create that very easily using Elementor Pro. And like I said, to make this happen or to make this image hotspot, we need Elementor Pro. And if you don't have Elementor Pro already, I will put the Elementor Pro purchase link in the description. You can get Elementor Pro from that link. So here you see I have already created this image hotspot, but I wanna show you everything from scratch, so I'm deleting this image hotspot. And like I said, Elementor dedicatedly created an widget that says hotspot. So to get that, click on this Rubik's Cube icon, and here I'm searching for hotspot. Here you go, this is the hotspot widget. By the way, it's only available on the versions after 3.3. so if you're using any Elementor version under 3.3, so probably you won't get this widget. Alright, so let's drag this hotspot widget here. So right now here we can see a blank image. Very soon we will upload our own image here, and also here you can see a default hotspot. Right now if we click on this hotspot, you see the tooltip information is here. Alright, so let's start uploading our image first from here. I'm selecting this nice vegetable image, click on insert media. So first of all, you can play with this image from here, like you can set the image size, you can make the alignment to centered, left or right, and under the image here is the tab for the hotspot. Let's expand it. So by default here you can see item 1, that's this one. So to edit it, just expand the item 1, and first of all here you can see under this content tab, here is the label. Personally I love to keep the label empty, that's why we can see this type of rounded hotspot. But let's say if you don't want this rounded shaped label, you want something button look like label or button look like hotspot, then you can type a label here. Let's say I'm typing here page 1. So instead of that circle, now you can see here is a button look like. So if you click on this page 1 button, you can see the extra information on this tooltip. But personally I don't like very much this button looking hotspot, that's why I'm removing the label from here. By the way, if you wanna link this hotspot to an external link or internal link, then you can put the link here in this field. Also if you'd like to add your own icon, you can add your own SVG icon, or you can select any icon from the icon library. Like here I'm searching for the plus icon. Let's select this one and click on insert. Right now you can see the plus icon inside this hotspot. But you know what, I don't want this icon because I want to make the hotspot look very clean. That's why I'm deselecting the icon. Now as it's the first item, so here you see the tooltip content. Here I'm writing the first content. So this is basically the tooltip content, and like I said, I will be using for this tomato. So I'm writing here tomato. Now shift enter. You can add any type of extra information. Let's say it's a grocery shop page and you want to add some extra information like the price of the tomato, or if it's available on your shop or not, like that. So here I'm typing $2.99 per kilogram. Also here I'm writing order from shop. And now I wanna make the tomato text bold, so I'm just selecting it, and let's click on this bold icon from this text editor like this. Now let's have a look. If we now click on this hotspot, we can see the informations on this tooltip. Now let's set the position of the hotspot. So from here on the left, if we now click on the position tab, you can set the horizontal orientation and the vertical orientation from here. So first I'm setting the horizontal orientation. So if we drag it to the right like this, also let's set the vertical orientation from dragging it to the specific spot we want to adjust the hotspot. Yep, this space is perfect for me, maybe a little bit right like this. Perfect. Now let's minimize the item 1. Now before adding the next hotspots, I want to explain the tooltip. So expand the tooltip from here. Basically from here you can set the position of the tooltip, the trigger. Let me explain you very shortly. Like trigger, you can see if we now click on this hotspot, we can see the tooltip. But instead of click, we can set from here the trigger type. If we select it to hover, now we don't need to click on it. If we just hover over on it, we can see the tooltip under the hotspot. Also there is animation option. So if we select instead of fading out, for example, if we select the fade grow and hover over on it, you can see the fade grow effect. Also if we select the fade by direction, now if we hover over on it, you can see the fade by direction, not fade by direction, it's slide by direction effect, but I wanna keep it the fade grow effect. Also you can adjust the duration from here. It's in ms, so 1000 ms equal 1 second, but I wanna keep it to half second, so that's nearly 500. Okay, 517 is also good for me. So if we now hover over on the hotspot, we can see the tooltip here. Let's now style our hotspot and tooltip. So let's go under style tab. I don't want to do anything with this image, but if you like, you can do the styling with the image from here. Maybe I only want to do some CSS filter effects from here. So here is the CSS filters. Let's click on this pencil icon. I just want to make the contrast a bit more and I want to minimize the brightness a bit. The reason I'm doing this to pop up the hotspot look more. Actually I'm just messing around with it. Alright, now let's scroll down and expand the style of the hotspot. First of all, I want to change the hotspot color. So from here I'm changing the color to a yellowish color. Actually I want a very high contrast color of the yellow, so maybe like this. Alright, now let's click outside. Now the hotspot size, I want to make it a bit bigger, not this much big. Let's keep it 36 pixel. And as we are using only this circle, so we don't need to do anything with this typography. So let's just scroll down. Now let's open the tooltip option. But before doing the styling of the tooltip, I wanna make the settings on click instead of on hover, because you see if we move our cursor out of the hotspot, we can no longer see the tooltip and we cannot design anything without seeing it. That's why let's go under content tab, open the tooltip, and instead of hover this time, let's select the click. And now go under style tab again. Now scroll down and expand the tooltip. This time let's click on the hotspot and we are clearly seeing the tooltip now, so we can easily do all the styling from the left tab. So first let's make the alignment to centered. Now let's make the box width to 220. Let's add 10 pixel of padding. Now the background color, I want to set the background color to the very black, but I want to add a bit opacity like this or this. Alright, now let's a bit of border radius, maybe 20 pixel would look good. Alright, I'm happy with it. Now let's check it again. So if we click on it, it disappears. Again let's click on it, it appears, the tooltip appears here with all the extra informations of the tomato. Alright, now I just want to duplicate couple more time for the cucumber and for the broccoli. So to do that, from the left, let's go under the content tab, expand the hotspot. So you know, this is our item number 1 of the hotspot. Let's just duplicate it by clicking on this duplicate icon. Now expand the item number 2, and you know, this is for the cucumber, so I'm changing the information from here, tomato to cucumber. Maybe its price is $2.13 per kilogram. It's just an example, so not a big deal. Now let's go under position. Now let's set the cucumber position on the top of the cucumber, maybe at this place. So I'm just setting the horizontal orientation to the more right, like here. Let's set the vertical orientation as well, maybe on this place. Perfect. Alright, now let's duplicate the item number 2 by clicking here on this duplicate icon. So now go inside item 3, and here this hotspot is for broccoli. So instead of cucumber, I'm typing here broccoli, and let's say it's $3.55 per kilogram. Now let's adjust its position. So I'm just dragging the offset of the horizontal orientation to more left in this place. Also let's set the vertical orientation at this place. Perfect. So we have created our 3 items or 3 hotspots. So here is 1, 2 and 3, and from here you can see the animation is by default the expand, and that's why you can see the expand animation like this. You can also get several options from here. Let's say if you select the soft bit, here you see the soft bit animation. If you select the overlay, you can see the overlay effect, though I'm not sure how overlay could be an animation. Whatever, let's just select it to expand. That's the default one. Also, if you like, you can set the sequenced animation from here. That's a pretty cool one, so let's just enable it. And if we set the sequence duration in ms, maybe like 1 second or 1.5 second, then what will happen, you cannot see it right now. After the page load, after 1.5 seconds, each of them will pop up one by one. You can see that shortly. Alright, now to save our work, just click on this green update button. So far it looks great. All the hotspot is working perfectly and they're looking really great. Now let's have a look how it's looking on the mobile and tablet device. So from here let's click on the responsive mode. First let's go to the tablet device. So from top let's select the tablet. Now let's have a look. If we now click on the hotspot, it looks perfect. Now let's click on the cucumber hotspot, it looks also perfect. Now let's click on the broccoli hotspot, it looks also perfect on tablet device. And just remember one thing, so from here if we expand the tooltip, make sure when you are on tablet device, the trigger is set to click. Because on tablet there is no hover option, so only click is the right option for tablet devices. So far it looks great on tablet device. Let's now go to mobile device, and same for the mobile device, let's set the trigger to click. And now on the mobile device, first of all I wanna make the hotspot smaller because it looks too big on mobile device. So let's go under style tab, scroll down and click on the hotspot. Let's make its size to 24 pixel. Only for mobile device. You can see a little tiny mobile icon, so it's only applicable on the mobile device. Now let's click on the hotspot. The tomato one looks great. If we now click on the broccoli one, it looks also great. And if we now click on the cucumber one, it looks great. But I think on the mobile device, we can reduce the padding of the tooltips so it won't go out of the device. So to do that, from under the style tab, let's now click on the tooltip and let's make the tooltip box width to 170 pixel. Now everything looks great and more organized like this. Perfect. Now let's go back to the desktop device and just make sure under the content for the desktop device, the tooltip trigger is set to hover. So if we now hover over on it, the tooltips are showing nicely. I really like it. Alright, so when you are happy with all of the hotspot design, all of the tooltip design, just click on this little update button to save your work. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you like it, please give this video a big thumb up and don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel. Also press on that bell icon to get notified whenever I will upload a new video on this YouTube channel. And if you need any type of professional help for your WordPress project or Elementor project, then you can contact me through my website, that's jimfahaddigital.com. I will try my best to help you personally. Once again, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you in the next video. For now, bye bye.